Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about something a little different than the stuff I've been covering lately. As you know, it's extremely exhausting to constantly talk about that kind of stuff, and it's extremely exhausting to watch as well. So I figured we can all take a nice break from Nathan and that entire case, and we could talk about another very serious issue that's also not really lighthearted, but still probably isn't going to make you want to blow your brains out when you're done watching my videos. So today I'm going to be talking about social influencers, and this is something that's been weighing on my mind a lot lately and over the last couple months when I got back into YouTube, and I've been interacting with a lot of social influencers, if you will, and I've just been seeing a lot of disturbing behavior, and we're going to get into it, but so I'm going to be talking about all kinds of social influencers: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, we're going to get to YouTubers. So let's look at the definition of an influencer, even though it's pretty self-explanatory, but I want you guys to remember the basic principle of what an influencer does. An influencer is a person that influences another, which is very self-explanatory, like I said. A person with the ability to influence potential buyers of a product or service, or promoting or recommending items on social media, right? Very self-explanatory, exactly what everybody knows what an influencer is. Think about how much power somebody has if they are able to influence 1 million people. Think about what can be influenced. Like if Charli D'Amelio, that girl from TikTok, you know, the little dancer girl, if she dyes her hair purple, right? If she dyes the underneath of her hair purple, suddenly within the upcoming weeks, I see all these little girls dyeing the underneath of their hair purple, which that's completely harmless, but that's a very big example of how easily a social influencer can set a trend or impact their followers, subscribers, whatever, to do something or to buy something, to be a certain way, to follow a certain aesthetic, to just influence other people, right? I have 12.6 thousand subscribers, and that blows my mind even to this day. You know why? Because 12,000 people, like not just followers, people respect my views, my opinions, my movement, my entire case with Nathan, and everything like that. And it really is like extremely like overwhelming at times. Like all these people are watching me, and all these people do get a notification when I make a video, and these people like look and watch my content, right? So think about the people that have 12 million people following them. Because once you get higher in numbers, as most of these social influencers call it, you tend to forget that these numbers are not just numbers, they're actual human beings. And each individual person can be impacted by what you make. So 1 million is a hell of a lot, but 12,000 is still a lot. That's way more than that's way more people than you'll ever know in real life. That's probably more friends than you'll ever have. That's bigger than your family. That's bigger than any social setting you're usually going to. 12,000 is a lot. Even 1,000 is a lot. Now, whether it's to follow somebody or to buy your merch or to have someone subscribe to your second channel or to buy this or check this out, it's very easy to tell your followers, hey, check this out. Hey, follow this one. Hey, do this. Hey, do that. And a lot of times, if you have dedicated fans, they will do it. If people follow you and you have a very big following, it's very easy to influence them to retweet something or share something or sign a petition. Hence, what a social influencer does. They influence other people. When you have a large amount of people, like actual human beings, follow you, you need to constantly remember that people that follow you are influenced by you, and you have the power to make a difference. You obviously influence other people. And I know what you're thinking, like everything what I'm saying is extremely obvious and self-explanatory. Like that's how social media works. That's why we follow people. That's why people have fan bases and this and that. But now let's think about the amount of damage that can be done by wrongfully influencing other people. Let's talk about a negative influencer, in my opinion. Actually, it's not even an opinion. This girl is extremely toxic. Miss Eugenia Cooney, okay? Negative impact on the people that she influences. You know why? Because she clearly is struggling with an eating disorder, which is very unfortunate, very upsetting, but She does not handle it correctly. Most of her content is pro Anna or body checking herself, even though it's evidently clear that she is extremely unhealthy. She's even told her fans that her friends that made her get a psychiatric evaluation did a mean thing to her. That is negatively influencing the people that follow her, because you shouldn't be promoting anorexia, and you should not be promoting that involuntary mental health, help is some sort of like punishment, because it's not, and that's not a mean thing. That's something that's absolutely necessary if you are unhinged and not helping yourself. So that is just an example of one person that negatively influences somebody, and that's something that's just come to light. And this girl has been around for how long? And like, I've always thought it was strange and weird, and I've never really supported her the way other people did, but now it's really come to light, and people are like, really, like, why is she allowed on the internet? But it's not just her, it's so many people. It's so many people that have such huge platforms that they stand upon, and they do nothing with it. If anything,
I just got a bunch of cactus pricklies in me. And I don't know how to get them out with the yard.
2 hours later.
Another perfect example of a shitty influencer is this guy. Someone that I personally loved and idolized like my entire life, right? You see how many jokes he made that helped the normalization of racism or the normalization of pedophilia. And it's just not funny, and those kind of people don't deserve to have platforms. And when you have that kind of following, like I said, your fans are influenced by you. So if I see somebody doing something and I'm 11 years old, 12 years old, and I don't know any better, I think, okay, blackface isn't really a big deal, right? Shane Dawson does it and no one does anything about it, so it can't be that bad, right? And that's literally a ripple effect of how you can negatively impact people when you have all of these eyes on you all the time. And by no means is anybody perfect. I'm not perfect. Shane Dawson's clearly not perfect. Eugenia is not perfect. There are so many influencers. No human being is perfect, and I'm not expecting everybody to have the most clean past. I'm not expecting everybody to just be like 100% all the time, and people make mistakes. People think things are funny when they're just not. People say fucked up things and then later on realize, wow, that was fucked up. People can apologize. People can change. But the problem is that a lot of times we run people off the internet, and then sooner or later they come back, and it's just nothing ever really changes. It's like the goal shouldn't even be to make people go kill themselves or like just leave the internet. The goal should be to better ourselves and better our communities of these social media networks so that they could be less toxic. And the people influencing everybody else should be setting a very good example and should be doing something with their platforms to better people and to better themselves, better the communities, rather than showing you can go party in a pandemic, because you can negatively impact or you can positively impact. And I feel like when people start to blow up and they start to gain more popularity or more clout, as they call it nowadays, they start to care less and less about what's right and more about keeping the attention on them. The content you create matters. If your impact is to make people laugh, make sure that you're making jokes that are also not going to hurt other people's feelings. And I know what you're thinking, oh, well, don't be so sensitive. There's a difference. I have a very dark sense of humor, honestly, but I'm not sitting here making racist jokes because that's just not even funny. You know what I mean? Like, you need to be aware of the content that you're creating and the impact that it's going to have on other people. If your goal is to stop predators, then, you're going to talk about the importance of stopping predators, the importance of recognizing how pedophilia is an issue. Think about Instagram influencers too, because a lot of these girls, I'm going to be so upfront, they're Photoshopped, they're fake, they had plastic surgery, which there's nothing wrong with, but you're influencing other people to want to look like you. Instagram is very appearance based, so if you're photoshopping all your pictures, but you're influencing people to want to look like you or dress like you, it can negatively impact other people. Because people then create these standards, unrealistic goals of what they want to look like. Meanwhile, no one really looks like that to begin with. Within the YouTube community specifically, I've had my own experiences in the last couple months with YouTubers and people that are glorified as these like superheroes for going after people like Onision. And I just want to say, this is no shade to anybody directly, and I don't want beef with people. and I don't really care who likes me or what group I'm tied into. I'm here to make better content. I'm here to say things that most people probably don't want to say because they're too busy clout chasing. And I'm here to say that just because you talk about real serious issues and people that have to be held accountable does not mean that you do not have to be held accountable. Because I've seen a lot of people be straight up hypocrites on this site. And a lot of people are idolized as some sort of fake superhero for covering a couple of stories about obvious bad people. Like, yeah, if you cover Eugenia or Onision or any of these other YouTubers who have either groomed people or made a serious negative impact, of course they're shitty people. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to cover that. Everybody knows that. But it's truly about how you treat your fans, how you treat other people, and why you're doing it. Because just because you cover an important topic, that doesn't mean that you're a good person. And I've realized that a lot of people don't do things with the intent of making a change. They do things with the intent of making money or gaining more followers and subscribers. I think it's very rude to have goals of meeting 1 million or meeting 100,000 or this or that, because once you start having goals to raise your numbers, you literally lose sight of the fact that if I have 12,000 people, I don't care if someone has 900,000 people and I have 12,000 people, I'm still able to influence the 12,000 people that follow me, and they're important because each and every subscriber is an individual human being. And I leave a mark on them when they're done watching my videos, and people lose sight of that the more and more people that follow them. They see numbers, they see merch, they see money, 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 money. And I'm just so sick and tired of all of these people having platforms and doing nothing about it. I've seen creators lie. I've seen creators blackball other creators or even fans. Like, you're literally grown ass people with a lot of responsibility and you have such a chance to make such a positive impact, or to get yourself out of trouble or drama, to share the latest story about someone else and try to make yourself look better. Like, it's all bogus to me. And I feel like there may be 1 or 2 content creators that I've came across so far that are actually good, genuine people and enjoy making a difference, a positive impact, and that's it. But that's what being a social influencer should be. Because think about how much power these people have with all of these people following them. If they say jump, a lot of people are going to say how high. Think about how dangerous that could be if it's in the hands of the wrong person. Look at Blair White, for example. You know, I used to really, really like her. I really respected her. And then she made a video about someone and she didn't even know what she was talking about. Barely even researched the thing that she was talking about, made that person look bad, and then was called out and told, like, what she was saying in her video wasn't even true. And then you have other creators reporting about her that do the same thing to, like, the people in their own community. And it's just like, I don't want to be anybody's friend. I don't want to be tied into any, like, little group of people or YouTubers. Like, I'm here by myself. This is not my career. I don't want money from this. I don't care how many followers I have. I could stay at 12.6 thousand forever and I would literally feel so accomplished. And I would feel honored that many people were influenced by me, and positively influenced at that. Social media is a very negative thing. And honestly, you're not going to change my mind about that. And the reason I say that is it's draining and it's extremely, like, manipulative, and you can't trust anybody. The same way that people tell you growing up you cannot trust strangers, these people behind the screens with the fake superhero capes on, they're strangers too, and you have no idea what they're capable of. I don't care if you have 25,000 or 25 million. People really need to start doing better, sharing a better message, making more meaningful content, and not treating their followers like these piss-on numbers that they could just, if I lose, it's fine. Like, no, honestly, like, not that I would cry over losing a couple of followers, and I understand that, but if I hurt people that watch my content and they left my community because I said something wrong or I did something, I would take accountability for that and I would want to be better. People need to learn how to be better, not just like, all right, you know, whatever, I'm gonna hit this amount in a couple months. Like, no, like, it's literally, these are not numbers, these are people. And if you're going to have the amazing opportunity to influence other people, make sure it's a positive influence or stop doing it altogether. Think about how many influencers are associated with other influencers that have done bad things? How do you pick and choose who's good and who's bad? Personally speaking, I don't want to be associated with people who are bad people. I don't want to be associated with people who hurt people. I don't want to be associated with people who are racist. I don't want to be associated with pedophiles. I don't want to be associated with people that target their fans. I don't want to be associated with people that lie to their fans, manipulate people. Like, that's just not me. And it really makes me question like what I'm even doing, because it's like I genuinely like to sit in front of my camera and talk and rant and talk about things that apparently a lot of other people agree with, but I just don't want to be associated with that like money hungry, like clout chasing look, because that's not why I'm here. Like I said, I could have 3 followers and I would be sitting in this seat making the same exact video. I don't need friends. I don't need YouTube friends. I don't need to collab with anybody. I don't care about growing unless I deserve it and people genuinely like what I'm saying. I don't need a plan to hit 1 million or even 20,000. Like I don't understand how so many people, their goal isn't to positively influence people. They don't think, wow, I'm going to make such a difference. Wow, I'm going to change the world. They think like, wow, I'm going to get clout. Like, we're really going to do this. I'm going to make a living off of YouTube. Like, for me, it's not like that. I want to be in the medical field. That's my career. And if I could influence a couple people on the way, and if I could make a positive impact anywhere on the internet, in real life, then so be it. But that should be an influencer. Not to tout myself or anything, but that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be a role model. You're supposed to take responsibility for the amount of people that follow you and the amount of people that are constantly impacted by you. You want to make sure that you set a good example for the people that follow you, because they obviously follow you because they respect you. They follow you because they like you. Your fans aren't just supposed to be treated as piss-ons. Do you know I go out of my way to try to respond to everybody? And sometimes it's like impossible, and sometimes I definitely don't get back to people for weeks at a time, but I'm definitely not Hollywood and acting like, oh my God, I can't follow people back and I don't respond to people. Like, who made you so important? The people that follow you. The fans and the people that you impact are literally the reason why you have a platform. How could you treat them like numbers? How could you treat them like piss-ons or like they're not even real people? Everything you say and you put it out on the internet, especially when you have a large following, has an impact. So why don't we start making it count and we bring back like meaningful content? We should try to better this world, because honestly, it sucks. Do you see the stuff happening at the Capitol here and there? People are so divided and there's so much racism, there's so much hate, there's so much animosity between human beings, and everybody is just out for themselves. If you are a social influencer and you happen to watch this, which a lot of them probably won't, because even half the people that covered the Nathan case care less about me or my videos. They saw a quick video to get some views, something interesting, and they moved right along. But if you do watch this and you're an influencer and you feel low-key attacked, or you feel like this could pertain to you, be better. Make a positive impact. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Thank you for listening to me rant. I know this isn't my normal content, but I really needed to say this because, like I said, I've experienced some shitty people already, and I just don't want to be associated with anybody that does bad things. I don't want to be associated with hypocrites. I don't want to be associated with people that are ungrateful for what they have and don't use their platforms in a positive way to really better this world as much as they can. I'm blessed for every single person that has supported me and every single person that subscribes to me and watches my content and supports me. And I think of every single one of you as a person, not a number. And I thank every single one of you sincerely for being here for me and being so supportive. So thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.